Hello and welcome to another one of my videos. Today I will be talking about the Ace of Cups. You can see this beautiful card here. The Ace of Cups is presented here as the Holy Grail. So this is the symbol of the divine feminine energy, and the Ace of Wands was the symbol of masculine energy. So Ace of Cups is like the female counterpart of the Ace of Wands. This ace begins the suit of cups, and suit of cups is connected with the second world of the four worlds of Kabbalah, and this is the world of Bria. This is the creative world. And you will see how creativity and the emotions that lead to creativity will show themselves in all of the cards in this suit. So in the Ace of Cups, we have the watery energy that is very receptive, but it doesn't mean that it's passive. Don't confuse the two, because being receptive doesn't mean that we are just waiting and doing nothing. As you can see, this is the pure energy of Keter, and it flows through the cup, but the cup is radiating all of those waves here. So it is receiving something, but it's also reflecting it outwards. It's radiating it out. So definitely this is not a passive energy, but it needs an influence from the outside to start reflecting something, to start the process of emanating this energy into the world. Let's have a look now at the Tree of Life, and we will see where we are. So we are, of course, in Keter. This is the pure, unmanifested potential of this energy. But we are in the second world of Kabbalah, so Keter in Bria joins with Tiferet above it in the world of Atzilut. And if you want more explanation about this, please watch my video about the four worlds of Kabbalah and you will see how that works. But we just need to know here that even though it's the first sephirot, it is in the second world. So it has some sort of influence from the first world, which is the world of spirit. It's the world of all potential, and it's the archetypal world. And we can see the influence of Tiferet in this card because everything here is in balance. You can see that the card is very symmetrical. Every part of the card is reflected in the part next to it. Everything here is very soft and balanced, and even though the energy is radiating out, it is still being balanced by this dark color outside. So it's not actually spilling everywhere. There's a purpose to this energy. It's contained in some way, even though it is spreading and it's very beautiful. We can contrast this with the energy of the Ace of Wands, where we can see that the energy shoots upwards and out. And this is out of control. It goes everywhere. But here in the Ace of Cups, we can see this beautiful harmony. This energy is much softer and it is much more balanced than the Ace of Wands. Let's start having a look at this card from the outside. So we have this really dark color here. This color is associated with the third sephirah, Binah, and Binah is connected with planet Saturn. It also begins the feminine pillar of the Tree of Life. So it is associated with this primal and divine feminine energy. Binah is called the sea of all potential. So everything is born out of this sea. As a contrast to this dark color of Binah, we have here the pure white light of Keter. And we can see that this light flows into the cup. It creates all of those beautiful rainbow reflections, and it actually flows through the middle of the cup and it spills out here below it. So if we compare this to the tree of life, we can see that this pure energy flows from above Keter and flows down through Tiferet, through this middle pillar of the tree of life, and flows down into Malkuth and even below it. So this is the pure energy of Keter flowing through the harmony of Tiferet and spilling out into our world. If we have a closer look at the cup here, we will see that this is actually see-through. So the three interlocking circles here, they are not on the outside of the cup, they are inside. So they're like in the middle of the cup. And this is where the pure energy of Keter flows through. The three interlocking circles represent 3 eons. And there is this idea in Thelema that humanity's spiritual progress can be divided into 3 eons. And the first one is the eon of Isis. And this occurred during prehistorical times when humankind was worshipping female goddesses. So at that time, the divine feminine was the most important form of the divine for people, and it's symbolized by Isis, the ancient Egyptian goddess. This was followed by the Eon of Osiris, and this is where we see a shift. So this is taking place in the classical and medieval centuries. And then humanity worshipped a singular male god. So there was this shift from divine feminine to divine masculine. And this is really the beginning and the flourishing of the patriarchal values. And now we are in the 3rd eon. This is the eon of Horus. And Horus is the child of Isis and Osiris. So this eon is a combination of the two that were preceding it. And now it's being told that the humanity enters a time of self-realization and self-actualization. So this is a very important symbol in this deck, and we will see it repeated in other cards as well. Now let's have a look at what is below here, because our cup looks like it's growing out of this lotus flower. And lotus symbolizes intuition. You will see a lot of them in this suit. And lotus is also the divine part of humans. It's our immortal part. So you can say that it symbolizes our immortal soul in some way. It also symbolizes the potential of an individual to harness the flow of energy moving through the chakras. So if you have seen how chakras are portrayed in graphic form, they are usually portrayed as lotuses, and depending on the chakra, they have different amounts of petals. So if you think about it, this energy here can also be representing the flow of energy through our body, through all of our chakras. So the lotus is a very beautiful symbol, and it's a very important one as well. You will see it repeated very often in this deck. Now let's have another look at the cup, but this time we will take a closer look at the handles. You can see that they are twisted, and this is always connected with the symbolism of a serpent. So this is connected with fertility, with regeneration, with rebirth. And if you think about it this way, you can think about how DNA is presented in graphic form. So it's this twisting spiral that never ends. It's like self-replicating. So this is a similar idea. Let's have a look now at all of the waves that we have here in this card. So if we have a look at the top part of the card, these waves look like a web, and it looks like they are reflected in the bottom part of the card. So if you can see, there's this line here, and it looks like this is water, and it's reflecting this web that's in the air or above the water. The symbolism of this web here is connected with the Buddhist idea of Indra's web. Indra, while creating the world, he also created a net, and the net symbolizes like everything that is possible in the world. So there are pearls interwoven in this net, and every pearl reflects all of the other pearls. So this is like a symbol of all potential, of everything being interconnected in the world and beyond the world. So we can see that this also connects with the symbolism of the sephirot of Bina, the sea of all potential, and this receptive and reflective quality of the element of water. So if we think about it this way, we have this net of all potential above here, and then it's reflected in water. And when it becomes reflected in, we can say, in our world, it becomes simplified. So it's a lot softer, it doesn't have as many details, and the colors begin to merge with each other. If we count these waves here, we have 7 on each side. And 7 is connected with the sephirot Netzach and with planet Venus and the creative energy of Venus. And if you remember, we also had this creative energy of Venus in the Ace of Wands. So we will be seeing connections between these two aces because they are like partners for each other. And if we have a look at these waves, we have 10 on each side. So we know that this is Malkut, this is the 10th Sephirah, and this is our earth, this is our manifested world. Now I will tell you a bit about how to interpret this card in readings. So this is a hugely positive card, and I'm always very happy when I see it in any spread. And this card, it means new opportunities. This is productiveness, pleasure, happiness. This means being open, not being afraid to be vulnerable. And this card means that we are open to the world and we are open to receive the gifts that life wants to give us. This card, as I said, means new opportunities, but the new opportunities in a way that we don't expect. So maybe we are looking for something, but we are not fully certain what it is. And this card can show up saying that, yes, there is something or there will be something, but you just need to be open to it. You just need to pay attention and notice what's going to appear. So it might be something completely unexpected, but it will always be something good for you. This is a very, very positive card. In work-related readings, this card will mean that there's something new, there's gonna be a new opportunity, and you should just keep an eye out for it. So don't go looking for it, it will find you. And sometimes also when people are looking for work, this card showing up in a spread will invite you to widen your search and just really be open to any opportunities that might appear. Even something like your friend mentioning some company, or just randomly seeing some ad somewhere. This card is very much connected to what we call synchronicity in our life. So really be open to receiving the signs and follow them. In relationship readings, this card again is hugely positive. This means that there is an openness to the other person. It means that there's an openness to share feelings and maybe to make the relationship more formal or push it a step forward. This card really describes the situation where someone is willing to give everything to make things work. This card is also connected to fertility, so if you are doing fertility or pregnancy readings and someone is asking, is it going to be easy for them to conceive or will they have another baby, then if you see the Ace of Cups as a result, it means that it's going to be very easy to conceive. Everything here is in balance, so there will be no issues. In spirituality, this card will mean that we are in the flow, so we are very well balanced energetically and we are ready to receive whatever life wants to give us. If this card describes a person, then this is someone who's very open. They're not afraid to express their emotions. This is someone who's very caring and will be a great friend. This is someone that you can really rely on. They will always listen to you and they will always give the best advice. This is someone with a really lovely energy. And when you're next to them, you already feel taken care of. If this card shows as advice in your reading, then it really invites you to be more open and more giving. You can show your vulnerability here. Maybe there is a need for it. Maybe you just need to be more open to your emotional side. And you should listen more. You should receive more. Don't try to force anything on others. Just be more receptive, be more reflective. Of course, it also invites you to help more and to be more generous towards others. If this card shows as an obstacle in your reading, then it really asks you some difficult questions. You should ask yourself, are you giving too much? Because you might be thinking that you're a really lovely person, but you also might feel like you're being used. And then, it's not good for you to just give and receive nothing in return, or if you forget to take care of yourself, but you're always thinking about others. So think about the relationships in your life and see what kind of dynamic is in those relationships. Are you always the person who's caring for the other one and you're not getting the same back? And really think about yourself and how to protect your energy. So if this card is an obstacle, it invites you to do the opposite of what it means. It invites you to be a bit more closed off and conserve your energy. Because maybe this is just a moment in time when you need to really focus on yourself so that you can recharge your batteries and then you can continue on giving to others. But always remember to take care of yourself first. As an obstacle, this card also invites you to set some boundaries in your life. And remember that we have this small influence of Saturn on the outside of the card. So this system, in order to be in the flow and in order to be this harmonious and sustainable, it needs to have this boundary on the outside. So it's the same with your energy. You need to have a boundary so that you maintain this healthy flow within you. Because if you are just giving and not receiving anything back, you will just deplete your energy and then you won't be able to help anyone. So you need to think about yourself and you need to have boundaries even if you are a very warm and giving person. That's it for today. Thank you so much. Please remember to like the video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I will see you very soon in the next video about the Two of Cups, which is another very beautiful card in this deck. So I'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye.